Let me tell you a few stories of human hardship. But first, let me tell you about my 5th grade teacher. I go to a private school, Donaldson Christian Academy, so we can do devotionals there. My 5th grade teacher, Tanya Dunlap, would always read us devotionals from the book of Job because she loved his character and she wanted us to fall in love with the character too. Job was a man who followed God and put all his faith in the Lord. In Job chapter 1 it says, "Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came among them. The Lord said to Satan, 'From where have you come?' Satan answered the Lord and said, 'From going to and fro on the earth, and from walking up and down on it.' And the Lord said to Satan, 'Have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him on the earth, a blameless and upright man who fears God and turns away from evil?' Then Satan answered the Lord and says, 'Does Job fear God for no reason? Have you not put a hedge around him and his house and all that he has on every side? You have blessed the work of his hands, and his possessions have increased in the land. But stretch out your hand and touch all that he has, and he will curse you to your face.' And the Lord said to Satan, 'Behold, all that he has is in your hand. Only against him do not stretch out your hand.' So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord." So God has decided to let Job be tested. Satan can take everything but Job's life, so Satan did just that. He took Job's health, his family, his servants, his house, his livestock, and his friends. They're all gone. Job cried out to God, but trials just continued. In Job chapter 7, it says, "I loathe my life. I would not live forever. Leave me alone, for my days are a breath. What is man that you make so much of him? How long will you not look away from me, nor leave me alone till I swallow my spit?" Job wants God to leave him alone. He is so overwhelmed he longs for God's Spirit to leave, as it says in chapter 13. "Withdraw your hand far from me, and let not dread of you terrify me." He says in chapter 10, "Your hands fashioned and made me, and now you have destroyed me altogether. Are not my days few? Then cease, and leave me alone, that I may find a little cheer." Job knows that he can't take much more pain and grief. He believes that his days are almost up. But although Job is filled with grief, he still trusts God to save and relieve him, because he knows that God will bend him, but won't break him. He records this in chapter 13 as well. "Though he slay me, I will hope in him, yet I will argue my ways to his face." Let me tell you about Victoria. She had a split family from the beginning. She moved away from her mom and moved in with her dad, but her dad was hardly at home, so she was left alone with her brother. They had no food, and they would often go to the neighbor's house. They spent the night, but they were really there to take baths and iron their clothes. Their house was without electricity for 2 to 3 years. When Victoria was 7 and 8, they were in and out of the courtroom. Victoria felt a lack of love. She moved to a new state with her mom, but only after she asked her mom if her boyfriend was coming with her. But Victoria's mom said he wasn't. When they got to the new state, he showed up. She felt betrayed. She only had a sliver of hope left. She cut her arms in the dark because she couldn't watch herself do it. She would say, "I don't want to do this," but she would do it anyway. One day she decided to take matters in her own hands. She carved the word "sad" in her arm. Her mom caught her one day before school and she said, "Something is wrong with you, Victoria." Her mom took her to the physician. Victoria just wanted the physician to listen without judgment, that no past or weaknesses would be used against her. And that's exactly what that doctor did for Victoria. He asked her if she wanted to sign a promise contract, committing to live, and she did want to live, so she signed it. The doctor said, "Call me if you don't think you can make it." Eventually, hope came back for Victoria. She got stronger, she stopped cutting herself, but in secret, she prayed, "God, if you're real, help me." She learned to lean on God and eventually started going to church. That emptiness that she felt was filled. She had mental struggles, but love overcame. She went from sad and depressed to joyful. Now let me tell you about my mother. When she was 11, she was hit in the head with a baseball so hard she had a concussion and almost died. At age 12, she had a brain tumor. She lived in Puerto Rico and she had to travel to Houston for cancer treatment. Once she got her driver's license at 16, she got in several bad car accidents that could have ended very differently. But then her luck changed for the better. She met my dad when he was on a mission trip to help restore a campground that had been hit by a hurricane in Puerto Rico. In 1991, she got married to my dad. In 2000, they had me, which I was a miracle baby. Because she had so much radiation when she was 12, she wasn't supposed to have children. I was born with a heart murmur, but I had a surgery and overcame that. In 2006, my mother's mom got Alzheimer's. In 2008, she still doesn't know this to this day. In 2008, my mom got the human pyrovirus. but she overcame. In 2009, she got stage 4 breast cancer. With God's help and through chemo and radiation and several surgeries, she is now a survivor. In 2012, a dear friend at our church passed away. But through all of it, my mom knew that God would let her bend, but not break. In Job chapter 19, Job says, "How long will you torment me and break me in pieces with words? He has stripped from me my glory and taken the crown from my head. He breaks me down on every side, and I am gone. My relatives have failed me. My close friends have forgotten me." Words, darkness, defeat, grief, and loneliness consume Job. But he also says in chapter 19, have mercy on me, O you, my friends, for the hand of God has touched me. For I know that my Redeemer lives, and at last he will stand upon the earth." You see, Job understood that God would never leave him. He trusted God through it all. He knew that God was real and that he loved him, and that he was watching out for Job. God will test us, but we must rise to the challenge. Hard times build character, and even though it sometimes feels overwhelming, God is always there. As Group 1 crew captured in their song, they say, "I might let you bend, but I won't let you break."